Hello, 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 my lovely friends. Thank you for joining me here on A Journey in Light. Today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. We are going over what do you need to know in love? What do you need to know in your connections, in your specific relationship? This is going to be a spirit-led reading. I have a feeling we're going to, even though that's kind of general, I think some really specific things are going to come out. I was guided to do this reading in a certain way. So here we go. I do have 3 piles. We're going to pull the opening cards together, which you will have seen on the thumbnail, but we're going to pick them together just in case maybe you were drawn to something, but as we're here, you might get pulled in another direction. So pile 1, we have this beautiful pyrite heart. It seems to be a favorite. It's a favorite of mine. It is a little broken, but you know, hey, we've all been there, right? So let's see. So pile 1's opening card. What do they need to know about love? Pile 1's opening card. Okay, you guys have, no, I'm just going to take the 1. Okay, we have this. It says movement, choices, and decisions. This is the number 2. So movement, choices, and decisions. This is the card if it, you know, we have like a 6 of Wands hanging out in here if that comes up in your reading, but if you're opening, I'm pretty sure this is the 2 of Pentacles. I haven't used this deck forever, but I'm reading it a little more intuitively versus just the standard tarot. So let's see. Okay, pile 2, you have this beautiful rainbow moonstone. Very pretty. Kind of looks like a Dalmatian or something. I don't know. Really love it. All right away. You have a firm foundation for your card for pile 2. In pile 3, we have this moss agate heart. Has this druzy inclusion here. Moss agate's really cool when you hold it up. I don't think it'll show up on this. It kind of can see all, it looks like there's moss through it. So let's see. All right, we're taking Destiny for pile 3. So there you guys go. Here are your opening cards. So again, we have pile 1. This card says movement, choices, and decisions with the pyrite heart. Pile 2, we have a firm foundation. This beautiful man's back. And this rainbow moonstone heart. And then pile 3, we have the moss agate heart with the card that's Destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel, sorry. Yeah, the wheel in tarot. So take a deep breath. You can think of your person, go with whichever pile you're drawn to the most. Maybe you already know which pile you wanted to pick, but here we are. I'm going to leave these up for a moment. If you need more time, feel free to pause the screen. Right after this intro, I'm going to talk about some of the services I offer. So if you're interested in that, that will be directly after this, before pile 1. I'll put a timestamp there as well, because I have some new offerings, services offerings, as well as just discussing some of the other things that I offered for services for you guys. So again, I'll leave these up, pause the screen if needed, and then I will see you at your pile. Hey guys, I was going to go over the services that I offer. If you're looking for pile 1, you're going to need, and you don't want to listen to this, just pick the timestamp for pile 1. So for services that I offer to you guys, of course I do tarot readings. All my services, you can either email me at ajourneyinlight@gmail.com, which is in the description box, or you can book a reading via Snipfeed. The link there as well. I think that they... that service that I use to host that kind of stuff. Some people like, some people don't. So if you don't want to deal with that, you can just email me directly. Just sometimes I might be a little delayed depending on the time that comes in on when I get back to you. Anywho, so the types of tarot readings I do, I can do recorded tarot readings that are based off of your questions, a little bit of background, very similar to how it looks on here. When you're watching a reading, I can really tune in and get lots of crazy information just from that without even having you here. That's great if you have, you know, not a flexible schedule, or you want to watch your readings over and over, things like that. I have no idea just what made the noise in my kitchen. Anywho, it's always interesting around here. So, okay, I have to refocus. Goodness gracious. No one's home, so that's when I get, when there's noises in the other room. Anywho, I should be used to it by now. What was I saying? Okay, so tarot readings, recorded readings. I can get you a lot of information all that ways. I do, I'll also offer live Zoom call readings where we meet on Zoom over the internet, face to face, and you can ask whatever you want within that 40 to 45 minute range. Does need to be booked via Snip feed. Just because my schedule's on there and it's just easier. You can see when it's available. We don't have to go back and forth. And I book that all through there, and it sets up the Zoom link and everything. So with those, they're typically, the only availability I have for those is during my day, which I'm Eastern Standard. You could just change the time on the calendar if you're trying to book to see where it equates to you, where you are in the world. On Tuesdays is when I have those available. Usually once a month I'll have a weekend availability where I'll have some Saturdays and Sundays. I usually release those either at the very end of the month for the next month or just the beginning of the month. So if you're going in and it's towards the end of the month or something, you're not seeing the following month, it's not booked up. It's just I haven't opened it up. I usually open it up on the very last day of the month for the following month, or just the beginning of the month. So feel free to click that, check that, and see what I have available. Yeah, so that's for my tarot readings. So the newest offering I have, and I've been working on this for 1.5 years. I've worked with a spiritual mentor. I've worked on several different healing modalities. So what I offer, what I'm offering is a dynamic energy healing. So this little sheet I have here is kind of what I write down my notes as I'm doing this healing. So this healing is done, it's similar to like a distance Reiki healing. If you've ever had Reiki done, or a long distance Reiki, similar to that. You don't need to be there. You go about your day. You won't even notice, hopefully. Most people, it goes unnoticed. And I work on the back end energetically. To work through your inner and outer etheric fields, your energy body, your chakras, realigning those, looking through possible issues within your physical body, emotional body, energy body, limiting beliefs, stuff like that. I can adjust some of those things as well. It is kind of a go with the flow kind of reading. I basically go into meditation. I'm like in and out of a meditation when I'm doing this. I have a questionnaire that I'm going through, and I work with my guides and your guides and your higher self to go through and work on where you need work. So I can't go in and definitely guarantee that I'll work on this certain section that you want to work on, because there may be lessons tied up in that, and I can't just remove that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a go with the flow kind of thing. I end up meeting your higher self. It's interesting sometimes the locations I end up in. And then we work through what you need at this time to feel better, to maybe if energy's been stagnant, if your life has been stagnant and you're feeling like, like just something's holding you back, but you don't quite know. It's a really good service for that. So then basically I go through the inner and outer etheric field. I ground the energetic body. I go through your chakras. I adjust, clear, cleanse, charge them. And I'll give you all these notes. So this is what the page looks like that I go through and add everything down. I can give you whatever comes through from your guides. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If there's something you need to hear or understand, they will give me advice messages to relay to you. And then we can also remove certain contracts or lessons that are no longer needed for your higher good. Sometimes, and I feel like this is going on a lot, people that have been working on like shifting timelines and stuff like that. Maybe you have some residual from if you're trying to get away from one. and some stuff that can be cleared up. Again, it comes up if it comes up, kind of how that works. So basically, I go into meditation, I connect with you, your higher self, and we do all this back end work for you. I write everything down that comes through, anything you need to know, anything that's done, anything that I saw and receive messages on. Fill out this form, and then basically I will record a little video kind of recapping everything that came up, any messages I got in a very clear manner, so you can, you know, watch and repeat. I send that to you on a private YouTube link, and then I'll also send you a picture in the email of the front and the back of this as well. So if you are interested in, it's what I'm calling a dynamic energy healing, you can email me. I don't have that on my snip feed. You can just email me at ajourneyinlight@gmail.com. Again, that will be in the description box. Just put subject, like in the subject line, just put energy healing and just write a quick little, like, I'm looking for information on the energy healing, and I will send you, the little breakdown of everything, explaining it a little bit further and everything you need to do to book. And we can get that going. Right now I'm offering that at an introductory for $55 for a session. It is something you can, if you do really love it and you feel like it shifts and it helps you out, it is something you can do again in the future. But sometimes people just do one session, they feel so much better. So it's not something you have to do multiple sessions, but you can if you feel like it's helping. If you still feel like there's some stuff that needs to be worked through, that kind of stuff depends on what you're going through, right? So again, if you're interested, just shoot me an email and I'll send you all that stuff. So that is the services I'm offering at this time. I'm also working on some meditations, which I'll be putting on my YouTube, as well as some different videos for your different chakras. And I'm basically planning on doing all this stuff after the new year, where I kind of am trying to shift my channel. I'll still be doing all the love readings and stuff, but I'm going to be doing more things in there that I've been working on for years now. And I'm feeling like there is a collective shift going on. With especially a lot of my viewers have been asking for different videos. Some of you guys still really love videos, and I get it. I'll continue to do those, but for those looking to kind of shift and evolve and grow and heal and work through that and what messages on that, I'm working on putting more things out that are soul-centered and soul growth-centered as well, along with the love readings. So anywho, thanks for listening, and have fun in your piles. Bye, guys. Hello, 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 my lovely friends. For pile 1, your card is movement, choices, and decisions. This is the Two of Pentacles. So with this reading, we are looking into what do you need to know in love and connections. With this, we kind of have this person kind of weighing things out, trying to figure something out. So you could be dealing with a choice yourself. We do, in one of these little doors, we do have some rings and a heart here. And since we're focusing this in love, I'm going to kind of look at this doorway here in this picture. So we have 2 rings. So there could be decisions going on in your life, or someone that you're connected with, your romantic connection, where they're kind of deliberating on making a higher level commitment, that kind of things. Basically, I feel like choices and decisions around commitment is very highlighted for you at this time, and it's something that you need to really take stock in. I think a lot of the messages may come up around that. So that is your opening card. You guys picked the Pyrite Heart. I'm actually going to put this here. I'm going to pull 1 or 2 more of these cards. I don't really have a plan for this reading. We are, again, this is spirit led, so it's kind of just, what do you need to know about love or your relationship, that kind of vibe here. So pile 1, when it comes to their romantic love connections, what's going on? What do they need to know? All right, defeat and conflict. So this is the 5 of Swords. So I don't know if there's some sort of fighting around commitment going on for some of you. This also could be fighting in your head about, what do I do? There does feel like this, should I stay or should I go energy within this pile. So this also could be like, I sometimes see the 5 of Swords as like a hamster wheel where you're stuck in your head going over and over and over things again. Like, what do I do? What should I do? What's the best thing to do? What do I want for my future? What am I trying to grow here? So you could be dealing with that, or the person that, if it's not you and you feel like you're getting some weird reactions from your person, this could be something that they're kind of going through in their head. Like what do I do here? And we do have this little flame here in this picture. And this guy, he's kind of falling down these steps, but he is focused on this flame. So with this, and there's some other people running up. So this person, it feels like there's been some sort of downward spiral, but still focusing on this flame or this passion. So, and it looks a little small, but it's still ignited. So there is this feeling of like, I still want to go after my desires. Like, even if anyone else is doing, doing their own thing, I'm still fighting for this passion. I'm still fighting for this love. I'm still fighting for this spark. So again, you may be feeling this way, or it's just within your connection. There may have been a recent, like, maybe, what am I trying to say? Or what are they trying to get me to say? Like we have an ambulance or a fire truck going by. So maybe some sort of conflict, or like a recent like highlight or emphasis or alarm going off around, is this working? Is this what I want? Or am I still passionate about this? Is this flame still here? And maybe even trying to look for the flame, but focusing in on this, trying to figure out what is the most important option and important way through. I feel like a lot of you guys are watching about a person, and this is kind of like their inner conflict. Like, I have a lot of passion, I have a lot of desires, but I have a lot on my plate, and I'm trying to figure out how to best go about that. But commitment, like basically commitment has been in question. That's what I was trying to say, and I couldn't get out. So I think there's been a recent, like, either conversation or conflict around commitment, and if both of you guys are on the same page. And there is a message from your the guides about asking yourself, and just double checking and checking in with yourself. This is an objective question, but like, is this still what I really want? Is this passion? Is this flame? Is this chemistry? Is it just a little spark? Or is it the whole wildfire? Or am I just only is there a lot of conflict or red flags or bad things, going on, or things that what I don't want, but I'm just so focused on, we have this connection, but everything else around me is falling apart. And is that really worth it to you anymore? And should you still be committed to that? So take that or leave that message. It feels pretty specific, but if it's for you, you'll know it. All right, one more from this deck. And I'll move on to some other decks. What does pile 1 need to know? Disruption. So we got the Tower. So if there hasn't already been kind of a blow up between making choices, some sort of conflict, and this disruption of this Tower moment, I'm curious to see what this is. I'm going to hold that there for a second because I don't want to get sidetracked. That was just poking out saying pick me. So if there hasn't been a recent breakdown, there could be. And I'm getting the vibe that there is a purpose behind this. This is like the time to reevaluate and make a decision about what it is that you want. Is this little candle, is what the spark that you've been holding on to, has it been enough? Is it fulfilling? Is it checking off all the boxes? Is it what you want? And you as a viewer will only know the right answer for that. If it's a hell yeah, like this is it, this is my person, then hold on to that, But I feel like whatever this breakdown is here to highlight that, and for you to get really, really clear about what it is you want and what you want to bring into this connection and where you want this connection to go. There also may be a need for honest truth here. If you've been dealing with someone that you've been holding back about what you need, how you feel, for the sake of smoothing things over, I don't think it's really working. And if it's not fulfilling you, you need to ask yourself, if I want to hold on to this, and there's nothing wrong with that, am I being really honest about what I need? Have I told my partner, have I told my person what it is, or am I just expecting them to read my mind? Me as intuitive and gifted, or not, whatever, however you want to view this, I still can't read someone's mind. I jokingly tell my loved ones that all the time. I was like, just because I have all these quote unquote gifts, it doesn't mean I can read your mind. Okay, so please just tell me. So basically with that, there's a need for truth. There's a need for honesty. I'm really curious about what this is. I have an idea in my head, but I could be wrong. Again, not a mind reader, but, or I would have won the lotto by now. Anywho, so, if there has been a tower moment, or if you're about to, you feel it coming, sometimes remember, as hard as tower moments are, they're here to kind of force you to do the things that maybe, and this isn't 100% all the time, but a lot of the time, tower moments happen when there's a part of us that knows that this isn't working, or I shouldn't be here anymore, or something needs to change. And it's kind of like divine intervention to force you to change. They usually don't feel good, but when you can look back at some of the tower moments in your life, a lot of them got you exactly where you needed to be if you use them to your advantage. So there does feel like, if you're aware of this, if you have some mental awareness about what's going on and what is happening, and view it instead of like, why is this happening to me, and recognizing it's happening for you, to really get you on path to where your soul wants to be. Okay. All right, let's see what this guy is. Oh, all right. Not what I was thinking, but it kind of plays into this. So we have temptation here. We have the devil card. So I feel like this tower moment is here to break down any toxic love traits. We do have this, we have this key kind of here, and it has this heart in it. You know, and the devil's kind of pushing that away. And this is metaphorically, right? So, I mean, depending on your beliefs, but there's this moment that needs to happen, because things need to change, because things haven't been healthy, because you're this connection, or how you've been going around connection. Some of you may not be in a loving connection at all, and you're like, where are you going with this, Joy? You know, this could be like how you've either set yourself up for relationships, or possibly where you're holding on to some relationships and you're just recycling the bad things that happened in your head, and it's like your own toxic traits. And this stuff, this change, this shift, this tower moment in your life is here to get you to the next level of where you're probably asking to go, possibly praying to go. But there's some changes that need to be had. And again, some toxicity, possibly some addictions, just toxic love patterns. And a lot of us have them, and there's usually trauma-based from our childhood, need to be addressed, because they're holding you back from the best version of yourself. You know, I'm a firm believer in second chances. I think people can change, but I think the intention needs to be there. And you have to have two people that are ready to make that intentional change for things to work. You know, it's a partnership, not one person doing all of it, because then you end up resentful and frustrated. So, okay. That's a very intense message. Let's see what else. So we're going to move into some tarot cards. Heavy message here on in this reading, pile one. So this pile, if you're still sticking around with this, must be a pretty damn strong pile. So props to you. Okay. So in love, what else does pile one need to know, need to hear? The Sun. Like, on the other side of this conflict, on the other side of this breakdown, is everything that you want. If you've been going through with love, and it doesn't even have to be one connection. If you're running this cycle of this pattern of repeat, it's because you need to do something different. Maybe even, you know, if you've done your work, if you've done your healing, and you look at yourself, you're like, oh, but I've done all this work. Why does this keep happening? Maybe start asking yourself who you're attracted to. Are you attracted to people that haven't done their work? Is your attraction still based off the unhealed part of you? And maybe you need to work through that to have a different outcome. But the outcome is here. This is in your energy field. The sun is the happiest card in all of tarot, and it wants to shine on your life. It wants to shine in on your love life. It wants you to put, you know, be an iguana and put on a little bathing suit. No, you know, and the sunflower being in this card, it's like so much happiness is there. And if you look at this little iguana, this cute little iguana in itty bitty teeny weeny bikini or bathing suit, is touching it. Like it's literally within reach. All this happiness, all this love, all this things that you want to bring into your loving connection is literally within reach. But it's coming after this. So this is serving a purpose. So if you need the light at the end of the tunnel, it's here. You know, it's right there. Okay, let's see. What else? The Page of Cups. So this could be, you know, after this breakdown, after this, and again, I keep getting drawn back into this blue and the fact that it's swords, and that's about our throat chakra and open and honest communication. If the person you're currently with or hung up on isn't giving you what you need and you finally decide to let that toxicity go, or the connection that you have that you know is worth standing in for and you're open and honest about what you want, you know, here is this offer of love. Might be a little, you know, a little timid at first with this page. But this also could feel like someone new coming in. If your person can't be what you need, it's either a renewed version of this connection is right here, renewed version of happiness, or possibly someone new all the way around. Okay, I want to pull one more from this deck. But basically, regardless of how this breaks down, because this is a general reading, good things are just around the corner. It's like we go from all this heaviness. Maybe this has been your 2023, again, depending on when you're watching this, and here you are moving into your new year, and the sun is shining. I'm hearing like, I want to say it's a Bob Marley song, The Sun is Shining. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm not even going to try. But that's playing in my head. Ooh, we have that Three of Swords. I'm going to clarify this real quick. Yep, okay. Through the heartache, through the pain that you've been through, it's going to give you a confidence like no other. And there you are, as the Queen of Wands, regardless of your gender, holding the sun in your hands and knowing that you create your own happiness. So it's like almost like you're going to have a different view on all this pain that you went through pretty darn soon. This does feel pivotal, pile one. This feels like within, again, depending on when you're watching this, I'm recording this in December 2023. My readings are timeless. This feels like just around the corner, just around this pivotal time. If you're not watching it right towards the end of the year into a new year, it's possibly like a shift around like a spring equinox, like the summer, like a 3-month period, like things are shifting, you know, like we have the seasons, like it feels like a change of like energy in the world is also, there's a change going on with you. But you're coming out on top. So as hard as whatever this is you're going through, it is going to serve a purpose. And I'm being guided to remind some of you guys that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel those. Just don't stay there, you know? Like pain and grief are a place that you visit. Just don't unpack your bags there. You know, it's not a place to stay. It's a place to learn from and work through. You never want to ignore those emotions. No emotions they all have a purpose. And if you don't deal with them, if you shove them down, you're like, oh, I'm fine, nothing bothers me, then they're going to get stored in different places of your body and it's going to eventually show up physically. I just feel like so guided to like really let you know that your confidence is going to be beaming, and literally this is literally around the corner. Like, it's like, and it feels like such a shift. We go again from this harsh, pretty intense energy to boom. I'm not saying that that heartache is cleared up like that, unfortunately. It might still be skirting around under the surface, but you're going to be stronger for it. You're going to feel more confident for everything that you've gone through. But this change, it feels like almost like, I don't know if some of you guys are going to have a huge mindset shift about it, or there's going to be a big change in this connection where it goes from like night and day is how this feels. Like it's like darkness and stepping into light. But it's like so quick, pile one. The energy feels so quick. I mean, you may have been in this energy for a while, so I'm not saying that you haven't been hanging in there, right? But the shift from to is quick, and it's literally right there. Okay, let's see. I did pull some love, more focused tarot or oracle cards. So let's see what else does pile one need to know, possibly about this connection or a new connection, or in general. Chemistry. If chemistry is really important to you, which it is, and it has to be there, right? And again, I feel like whatever this oldness, if for some reason some of you guys are holding on to something because you're like, what if I never find that chemistry again? Know that it's there. And part of that is you. Like, you are the spark. Everything that you think is amazing and charismatic about someone else is actually just a reflection of this chemistry that you hold. So don't forget that. Like, if you've given your power away for so long, it's time for you to like step into that Queen of Wands energy and really take your power back and recognize that it comes from you. But whatever this is, there's going to be a lot of either renewed chemistry or new chemistry. And then we have let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So there may be a need to let go of like a deadline about a connection, or like this exact thing that you expect things to look at. Like, it's almost like when you let go of how you want the destination or the ending to come, the universe surprises you with something better. So energetically, let go of some control and go with the flow a little bit. And then we had wedding right underneath here. Maybe some of you guys have this control issue. Like, I'm only doing this if you're going to marry me, because commitment, it was highlighted here. So maybe look at if this resonates for you, if it doesn't, let this go. There could be some sort of control around like a wedding or it getting there. Okay. Let's see. Pile one. What else do we need to know about love? Chemistry again. Okay, like there's no shortage here. You are not going to be denied chemistry in this connection, if you choose to stick with it, or connections in the future. Again, I think some of you guys, it's like I hear someone saying, but I've never felt this kind of spark with anyone before, and that must mean something, and I don't want to give up on it. There's no shortage. Like chemistry is coming your way, regardless. So, we have the heartache in the upside down. No, I did talk about this. Like, there's still going to be some residual pains, and that's to keep in mind, even though there's that flip in the switch, but it's not going to affect you the way it was. It's like a thing of the past. And I just flipped like half my cards over. Okay, let's see. Nope, I'm going to move on to a different deck. Let's use this. So these are the Love Compass cards. This might be the last card I pull. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else does pile one need to know about love? You have a let go of expectations. So this is a very big point. We have a let go of control issues. And some of us might not see ourselves as controlling, but when you're focused in on a certain outcome, that is trying to control the path and the flow of where things are going. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't make you a controlling person, you know? But I feel like also somebody, like, I don't know if someone has an ex that has control, or, you know, like is recent, like maybe going through a divorce, and you're going to be shedding this controlling ex significant other. So that's kind of coming, and just knowing that chemistry is waiting for you, and better things are coming. But I'm going to read this card. Okay, it says, let go of expectations. A person you're meant to connect with or be with may be different than who you've been holding on to or you were expecting. Keep an open mind. Detach from outcomes and expectations. This may pertain to releasing unhealthy expectations in a relationship. So however that fits for you, if there's been unhealthy expectations, then maybe it's time to revisit that. But this also feels like letting go of this expectation of this person being XYZ, because again, the universe wants to surprise you with someone maybe different than you were expecting. So, all right, pile one. I tried to touch all bases there in this general reading, but get you specific messages at the same time. So don't forget to like, comment, even if it's just an emoji. If you're interested in personal readings, I do have those available. I did kind of do if you missed it, I did right after the pile selection, I did do a little section about the services that I offer if you're interested in hearing those. And I have a little gnat here to bug us. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for being here. As always, it's truly an honor, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future reading. Bye, guys. Hello, 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 my lovely friends for pile two. Oops, gotta move the pie right. All right, you guys picked this lovely moonstone heart here, a rainbow moonstone. And your card was a firm foundation. So this is the Four of Pentacles. So in your loving connections, because that's what we're looking at love. It's what do you need to know? Pile one was super interesting. I didn't have a super plan of where this was going. We could get very specific about a relationship, your person, that kind of thing. This is kind of open. I feel like pile one was a mixture of that. So starting with firm foundation, our four cards are about foundations or foundational numbers. So this could be a solidifying of a connection. Your connection's getting more grounded, having more weight to them. The Four of Pentacles is sometimes seen as greedy energy or holding on really tightly to things, so that may come up as well. But overall, especially the description of this exact card, this is a really good energy of a foundation, things growing, things having a solid foundation and working and building upon that. So that's the energy of the card that you guys pulled. I'm going to pull one or two more from this deck and then move along. I'm sure we'll touch back on all of these. And this is kind of highlighting the root chakra here, which is where we kind of feel safe in the world. It's located at the base of our spine. So there could be in your relationships, if some of you are not in a relationship at all, what you're calling in could be a very strong, firm, foundational root here. This also could be about you being in this period of really building on what you want, creating this life that you want, being very firm and secure about what you need and what you want in your life to make you feel secure and safe. This also could be someone coming in, if you don't have someone, that is going to provide that for you. This could be a strengthening of a current relationship that you're in for some of you. I feel like someone's in a marriage that's been a little rocky and things, maybe the foundation has felt unfirm, and you could get messages around that. So just wanted to touch on that before I moved on. Okay. My guides are like, wait, you didn't finish talking about that. So let's see. All right, we have two cards. So we have Deception and Envy here. So this is the Seven of Swords. So this is that hidden agenda. This is kind of that sneaky energy. And then we have the waiting game, which is this Two of Wands. All right, pile two. Took an interesting turn. All right. This message may be a one-off and very specific. Someone needs to address their trust issues. If you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop off, if you're waiting for the other, the shoe to drop, that like something to fall apart, it's like almost like the self-sabotage mechanism of, and really that just keeps you safe with these self-fulfilling prophecies. And I'm not trying to blame you for anyone else's crappiness. That's not what I mean here. This is, there needs to be a shift in trust, and maybe even like, I kind of love like this picture of this person is kind of glaring at this root here. So I feel like some of you or someone out there really needs to work on their root chakra, like, and ask themselves questions around that. Like, what makes me feel safe? Do I feel safe? Do I feel safe in my own choices and my own judgment? And possibly look into that a little bit more. Maybe do some shadow work around what makes you feel safe and what you haven't felt safe and what you can adjust about that. And what you can learn from those past things. Is it a cycle that keeps repeating, where you kind of are always looking or pushing or testing someone? Again, you're waiting things out to see if it's all going to fall apart. And it feels like if you're always like focused on things to fall apart, if you do believe in manifestation, you manifest your primary thoughts, your primary focus. And if you're focused in so much for that other shoe to drop, it's eventually going to drop, you know? And again, I'm not trying to skew blame or something. I want you to realize how powerful the thoughts you think and the words you speak are, and where you lay your focus to. I mean, this person is intently looking at this, like just waiting for you to mess up, just waiting for that foundation to crumble, you know. And I'm waiting for this. So again, that's a very specific message for somebody. Evaluate that. Is that holding you back? Is that repeated cycle or that loop that you play in your head, does that feel good? Is that getting you to where you want to go? And what can you do to adjust that? You know? This feels like some soul work that needs to be done. And growth. I do want to get a clarifier on this too, just for the rest of us. This feels like maybe someone has dealt with someone that hasn't been fully honest, hasn't made you feel secure. And like you're kind of waiting to see where this goes. So can we get this scenario? I feel like more of you guys are kind of there, like, can I trust this person? Not that you have trust issues, but can I trust this person? Because they felt a little sneaky, and I feel like I'm always waiting for them. So for that scenario, okay, we have the Death card and the Fool. All right, so new change, like a change is coming, and things are going to start anew. Either you're going to make a choice to stop waiting around for this person. Honestly, guys, the guidance feels like if you feel like you can't trust this person, or they've repeatedly done untrustworthy things, and it's like you're waiting for them to mature, you're waiting for them to grow up. We do have this tree here in this time, you know, and I look at trees as maturity. It's like you're waiting for this person to grow up. Maybe it's time to just, in this Death card, we do have this scythe here, and the scythe is about cutting things off. The Death card is Scorpio. This is about change, transformation, but sometimes in that we have to let things go. We have to cut things. We have to like trim the fat, so to speak, and let things go so we can have this new beginning. Wow. So if you're like, have I given this person too many chances? Maybe it's time to, again, cut this off, or cut this waiting game, waiting for this person to finally be honest, finally be open. If you're dealing with someone who's chronically avoidant, if they're not willing to do the work, you might be waiting for a really long time. And, you know, this comes up a lot, and I feel like this is a very healing message for a lot of people. I know it was for me the first time I heard this. Was when we're going towards our light, if we're following our light, our mission, we're going about where our soul is leading to us, where we want to go. And say we're holding on, or even holding space for somebody, and you're walking towards your light. Say your light's over here, and here's your little path, and here's your person over here. And if you're walking along, and by the way, I need to give credit where this message originally came from. This was shared to me by my friend Charlotte over at Happy Twins at 1111. want to give Charlotte a shout out for this one because her and I had a beautiful, this is years ago now, Zoom chat, and we talked about this very thing, and it was such a beautiful reminder that came in from her guides, and we talked a lot about it, and now my guides bring it up a lot. So okay, so say this is your light, this is where you're going. If you're constantly, like, even if you're still working towards going, you know, your way where you think you need to go, and you're constantly like turning around and be like, what are they doing? Or have they caught up yet? And this person is still over here. Have they done their work yet? I've been doing my work. I'm doing my work. I'm going. But then you kind of wait and see what they're doing, or you're holding yourself back because you're like, what if I meet somebody and then they show up? You know, I can deal with that if it happens. But if you just continue to follow your light and say they do the work, say they wake up, say they finally want to do all this stuff, let them meet you where you're going. They will, hell or high water, come to you, I promise you. But if they want to stay in the stagnant energy of being unhealed and not wanting to work on things, not wanting to be open, not being what you know that they can be, because some of us get stuck on the potential someone has, and that's a lot of us, especially those of us in a healing field. We want to heal everybody, and we can see their potential, right? We can see into their soul. We know where that potential is. But if this person is just stagnant, and you're constantly like, again, you might still be moving forward, but you're always still kind of never quite getting there because you're looking over your shoulder. Where are they? You know, keep going to your light. Stop waiting for them. Stop looking back. I promise you will never regret following your light and where it's trying to lead you, where your soul's trying to lead you. Your soul always knows. We just have to listen. Let it take you where it needs to go. And if they catch up, awesome. Rock on. Here, this healed version of them, the version you deserve, will meet you here in this light. But what if they never come and you never quite get there because you're waiting on them? You may regret that, but I promise you, you won't regret following your light. And say they never get here, but you meet someone else in this beautiful light. Whatever soul attachment you want to look at, soul label, you meet someone else that fulfills everything you want because you've done your work. And you're going to attract people at that high level of healing, that high level healed version of yourself. And if this person never gets there, they won't be able to meet you there, but you deserve this person that's at this higher level. I hope this is making sense. Wasn't planning on going down this route today. But I think that's a message, you know, you will never regret following your light. And let them catch up. And don't be worried about if they are. Because I promise you, there's beautiful things for you in the light. Okay, oh, and I just looked up and it was 11:11 of this part of the recording. With that said, transformation comes this new beginning. Your person could transform, they could come through, but you will be jumping off into where you need to go. And who knows, you might look over next to you, not behind you, next to you, and they'll be there, and awesome. If not, it might be someone different, but you deserve for yourself. This is about you. You deserve this new beginning. You deserve all the good things. You deserve all of it, pile 2. But you got to go. You got to transform. You got to let go. And maybe this is just you cutting off the old versions of you, the unhealed parts of you that were attracted to those old people anyways. Because you're going in a different route. I feel like most people in this pile have really been working really hard at their own healing, looking at their own, where they've lied to themselves, and really working through that. And you deserve all the good things that come with that. And that isn't behind you guys, okay? All right, I hope that message came through. That's coming through with lots of love. I feel like I'm going to cry. I hope whoever needed to hear that got it. And if it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. Thank you for respecting the person that it was. With that said, let's keep going. Pile 2. What else do they need to know, need to hear about love? Different paths. Okay, this... All right, sorry. I'm kind of emotional in a good way. All right. Different paths. You and this person are going down different paths. You are not on the same page. You have different visions of what you want in your life, where you're headed. Be honest with yourself and this person, and ask yourself if this relationship aligns with the direction you want to move into. Well, if I couldn't sum up what I just said, this card did it for me. And sorry that I'm emotional. It's really nice when I get such a clear message and then I, as a reader, get such a beautiful confirmation of what I was just talking about. And maybe, you know, we all explain things differently and understand things differently. So if you didn't get what I was talking about before, hopefully this card sealed the deal for you. Okay. Moving along. What else does pile 2 need to know, need to hear? Oh, I'm being pushed to share a personal story and I don't want to. All I can say, guys, is beautiful things and beautiful people. If you choose to let go and move forward, you'll be so surprised. And love can be a beautiful, beautiful thing, regardless of the soul contracts, the soul connections that you've dealt with in the past. Again, I feel like this pile, like if you're not on a spiritual mission, this might not have been your pile. You might not understand anything I'm saying. But regardless of what you read about certain connections, there are beautiful, beautiful connections out there. And sometimes you have to let the old ones go to find them. But I'm telling you from personal experience, it's so beautiful and it's so worth it. Okay. And these are tears of happiness because I know what's out there for all of you guys. But sometimes that takes leaving those old versions of ourselves behind. And sometimes the people that went along with it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to read all this, but we have resistance, conflict, and home and family coming up. So, all right. Don't shoot the messenger. I feel like they're really honing in on this, but okay, resistance. You are not opening up to your situation or opportunity. Your soul is nudging you to move forward in a certain direction that is in alignment with your soul. Be willing to take a step forward. Trust your intuition and higher guidance. The right path is revealing itself to you. Tear down the walls and barriers so that the movement forward can occur. I need a tissue. Okay. They're honing this message in, so I'm assuming a lot of you guys needed to really hear this. That's why it's coming in so powerfully emotional for me. Maybe I'm picking up some of you guys that are upset listening to that, but know that it's right. So be mindful of the resistance. Conflict. There's a conflict within a relationship that is causing emotional upset and tension. Some things may have been said from a negative place. This could be some kind of jealousy or deceptive energy. Someone may be lying to you or lying to him or herself. This may return to internal conflict or mental conflict. And then the last card from this deck, we have home and family. This is a home environment change or family changes. A life-changing situation may be taking place within a home or with family. This could be a new home, a relocation, or a legal situation. This may pertain to feeling at home in a relationship. So past the resistance and conflict, there is changes that could come from this, but you're going to end up exactly where you need to be. Okay. Let's see if we can flip the script a little bit. What else does pile need to know, need to hear about love at this time? And they don't need to hear my sniffles, so no more crying. No more overall emotions. Let's see. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So as you choose this path, you're going to end up in all those connections that you want to be in. And you'll get to that. If you want commitment, there may be a need to let go of how things you expect things, or letting go of expectations and how things you want things to go. But just know that commitment, that if you are seeking commitment, if deep down in your heart that's eventually what you want, you will get there. And let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So if you are feeling like you're having a hard time, maybe having a hard time letting go of something or accepting something for what it is, I think that's always a good shift. If you have a hard time letting go, just accept it for what it is. Accept someone for how they're showing up for you, you know. But letting your friends help you, accepting support. Some of you guys may be really good at honoring and giving other people, but have a hard time accepting that back, you're being guided to open up and accept love and support from those around you, because people really love you, you know, and allow them to support you. This also could be family, getting support from your family as well. And sometimes our friends are our family. I know I relate to that a lot. Your chosen family. Okay, let's see. Pile 2. What else do they need to know, need to hear? Influence. Sometimes I kind of see this card as a negative card, but this feels like listen to the advice that's being given to you. Your guides also may be, we have the number 33 here, which is an angel number, or 333 is, but 333 is protection, right? And guidance, I believe. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked them up, but it feels like your guides are whispering to the universe, is trying to give you information. They're trying to let you know. You may hear that in, I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but pay attention, because it happens a lot. Like you may be like walking by a TV or a song or something comes on, and there's something that either a character says or a song lyric that like bam hits you like right in your soul, and it's exactly what you needed to hear at that moment. Trust that that's your guides like trying to let you know and give you support in a very verbal way. Some of us are like, I want a direct message. Like I jokingly used to say all the time, send me an email, I'm not getting it. But so pay attention to like either something you read, or this feels like something you hear. So either like a song lyric, or you're watching a show or a movie, even in passing, or what someone else is watching, and for some reason it catches your attention. It's because there's a message in there for you. Okay, let's see what else. Caution. What are we being cautioned about? What's being cautioned here? I'm gonna get a clarifier before I get into that one. Caution. There could be caution around an influence that, if say you have a friend or someone, it's also like, if it feels like if you have a person and you have like a direct line with them through somebody else, be mindful of that information that you're getting. There feels like there's a situation of telephone going on for somebody, you know, where it starts off as the truth, and by the time it gets to you, it's kind of meh. So be mindful of the information that's coming in from other people, or especially someone that you don't know if you can fully trust. Be mindful of that information coming in. Like take things, it's like a matter of like taking things with a grain of salt that you're hearing, because it might not be exactly true. I'm not saying that person isn't trying to, but sometimes people hear something and maybe they misunderstood it wrong and they want to tell you. If it doesn't feel right to you in your gut, be mindful of that. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, I did talk about this holding on thing in the beginning, and I let that go. I was reading this as a very positive, or trying to read this as a very positive reading. And not that this is negative, but be mindful of what you're holding on to. Be cautious about what you're holding on to. You know, I did touch on the 4 of Pentacles can be that kind of greedy, like I don't want to let go energy. You know, so be mindful of what you're holding on to. Is it things that are still serving you? 4 of Pentacles sometimes comes up in readings when my guides want me to tell the viewer or the client, whoever I'm speaking with, to really investigate their attachment styles and look at their attachment styles around readings. I know a lot of people have done a lot of work around that. If you've never looked into your attachment styles or what attachment styles are, I don't know how you could miss that, but maybe you haven't yet. Really investigate that a little bit, because there may be a need to look at someone else, how they're showing up in relationships, and recognize that it's an attachment style of theirs, or even your own attachment styles. I think learning how you attach in relationships, and you form attachments, can be so helpful and be so eye-opening to your own, like why you do certain things, or say you're anxiously attached, and your mind, if you don't hear from someone for a while, you instantly go negative and your mind tells you bad things. Like, it's good to recognize that, and then you can learn to self-soothe or tell yourself better stories in between, those kinds of things. That's just one little example. So if you've never looked into your own attachment style or have even like investigated that a little bit, look into that. It's fascinating and it can help like the people that you're dealing with or even yourself make so much more sense, because a lot of this stuff is subconscious patterns that people run that they don't even realize it. So when you learn your own and work on fixing that, it's really cool. It's really cool. So, you know, again, you don't have to go and diagnose everybody else. Start with yourself. If you haven't worked on that and just recognize your own patterns, do it. I'm telling you, it can be, again, life-changing. Okay, we did those. What else? I feel like we're not done here. Okay. I didn't pull one of these for pile one, but I'm being guided to pull these cards. I don't use them that often, but there's good guidance here. So let's see. It's Conversations with My Soul. I think I got them from somebody's, there's that website, Making Playing Cards or whatever, Make Playing Cards. I got it from there. But let's see. What does pile 2 need to hear? What's their guidance at this time around love and loving connections? Stop thinking and start feeling. Thinking won't bring you any further on your journey. Tune into your heart and feel. So if you have a tendency to get caught up in your head, circle around, possibly get anxious, or, you know, even live in the past, you know, replaying old events in your head. A good analogy came up for a client yesterday that we were talking about, like reliving something that, you know, didn't feel good to them. The message around like, well, would you go back and watch a part of a movie you hated over and over, read a part of a book that you absolutely hated over and over and over again? No. So like, stop doing that to yourself. Like, if you're overthinking a past situation, there's nothing you can change about it now. You can learn from it. But if you're past the point of learning and you're just replaying something that's bringing you down or making you feel bad, stop. Again, you wouldn't go back and watch a movie over and over that you hated, or a part of a movie that was horrible to you. Don't do it with your own life. You know, your past only exists in your memory if you choose to keep reliving it. So sometimes just focusing into your heart and how you feel in your current moment can help you shift out of that energy. Okay, let's see. Enjoy your life. Change something if you're not happy. Do the things that make you feel good. Enjoy life. Have fun and be happy. So, you know, we did have this death card, which is about change. So there may be a need to just shift things around, like stop overthinking things, start enjoying things, start going out and doing things that you think are fun. You know, there's a message, stop being so serious. Like the guides talk about that a lot. We get so hung up on everything has to be so serious, and we forget that we came here to have experiences and experience things, and a plethora of things. You know, sometimes I'm not sure why we signed up for certain things, but we won't get into that. That's not what this reading's about. But learning to have more fun and be more playful in things. And it can relieve so much stress you carry around yourself, around relationships, around work. If you just learn to like, okay, what can I do to have fun in this day? What can I do to remember to enjoy the day, enjoy my life, you know? All right, one more. What else does pile 2 need to know, need to hear? Believe in magic. Do you believe in magic? Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. This is kind of like a reminder about mindset, like shifting. Like, your perception is your reality. How you choose to see things is your reality. And so, like, if you choose to believe in magic, you'll start seeing magic in things. If you believe that it's nonsense, it'll be nonsense. It's such a just, when you recognize that about how you're viewing things and that you can tweak it, it can be such a magical shift in your life. Like, it can be magic itself. There's a quote, and I think I brought it up in a reading last week, by Wayne Dyer. And it's, loving people live in a loving world. Hostile people live in a hostile world. Same world. So again, it's what you choose to look at, what you choose to notice, what you choose to focus on. That's the premise of law of attraction, but scientifically proven. You will notice what you focus in on. So choose to see the magic in life today, even if you try it for one day. If you just try it for today, stop thinking stuff. Anytime you start getting caught in that hamster wheel of your head, stop. Bring yourself back into your body. Breath work, practicing gratitude is two good things. Enjoy your life. Do something fun. And believe in magic a little bit today. Believe in magic of things turning out. If you do have that trust issue, believe that that's an old story that you no longer have to tell, and all the new stories coming in are trustworthy, good-hearted people that want the same thing as you do. Maybe that's your magic. All right, pile 2, I'm going to end this here. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, even if it's just an emoji, or share this with someone that you think could use this reading. I do think there's a lot of valuable messages coming through. So sending you lots of love, guys. Have a good one. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends for pile 3. You guys picked the Moss Agate Heart. And we are going over what do you need to know in love. This is a spirit-led reading, so kind of going wherever we want to go. The past 2 piles have been very interesting. There are some very specific messages that come up about your person, things like that. At least they have in the past 2, so we'll see where this is going. Thanks for being here, and I hope you find the messages you're looking for. That is my intention. So you guys have card number 10, which is Destiny, which is the Wheel of Fortune card. I kind of glanced over this deck's description, and I wanted to read it to you guys. I normally read these intuitively, but I kind of felt like there's some stuff that needed to be said. So when it comes to love, this card is a really, really good card. It's this good luck coming your way, things shifting and changing for the good. Some of you guys may find that very welcoming. All right, so it says good luck and fortune are now in your favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. Life ebbs and flows in its natural journey, and the Destiny card signifies that good karma has come full circle. Lady Luck is pointing directly at you. What you sowed, you're about to reap. Open up your heart. I feel like that's being highlighted. Open up your heart and accept and receive what you've earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is the time to allow your problems to be replaced by solutions. Believe in destiny as you've earned to let go of old issues. You've earned to let go of old issues, like letting things go. You're being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom from the past, enabling you to move steadily forward in a positive direction. Holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life is the key. Like knowing that you deserve love. You deserve amazing love. We do in this card, there's a lot of green here, which is the color of the heart chakra. Like love is wanting to pour in, either into your current connection, or if you're in between connections, it's ready to come in. Again, the Wheel of Destiny is turning in your favor. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become possible. Like if you're out there in between dating and you've uttered the words, I don't think this is ever going to happen, or worried that you're going to end up alone, like there's a shift here. Like that's not true, or this person's never going to change, or we're never going to get anywhere. Like that's the old way. Things are shifting to work for you, and good things are coming. It's very different than the past 2 piles. There's some themes coming through across all of them, but all right, it says, with this card, take advantage of all opportunities. Act now. Take responsibility for your actions. Enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Don't always rely on luck, however, for the wheel most definitely will turn again. So luck is in your favor. You're energetically in a good heart space. Things are moving towards you. Step into that confidence and own that confidence, guys, okay? Let's see what else you guys have coming up here. So, pile 3, when it comes to love, what do they need to know? What's going on? What's possibly changing? And you guys have a Six of Wands. So here's success. So not only do you guys have a card about things changing, good luck coming in, you have a card of success. And we're looking at love. So, you know, here's this guy coming trumpeting in with the Six of Wands, or wands, you know, are our passions, our creativity, things of that nature, the things that set us on fire. And you have another successful card. This is a, yeah, nice change from the past two piles. Yeah, it just feels like really good things. So this could be very welcome for some of you guys to hear this. Some of you guys may be just watching about a relationship and you're curious how it's going to turn out. This is looking really, really good. Let's see. Let's see, what else does pile 3 need to know about love at this time? We have 2 more. Okay, so we have hope. So we have the Star card. So optimism. We have Aquarius energy coming in here. And then we also have solitude. So we have the Hermit energy. This reminds me of what the description talked about. You learning the lesson, you getting all the information and really learning the lessons that you've been through. And we have in this Hermit card, the Solitude card, she's wearing blue, which is the color of the throat chakra, which is, I always associate with truth. She has this book of knowledge here, right? So I feel like you're going to, all those lessons, everything you've been through, it's all going to like click and make sense. You could be getting more information. You could be getting some honest truths coming in. Again, Virgo energy, this is healing energy. Like there, it feels like you've been doing the work. You're coming out the other side and things are blossoming. Kind of feels like, honestly, some stuff that came up in pile 2, this is like the after effect. It's kind of how this feels. Interesting. But yeah, very optimistic, success, things in your favor, and also like a deeper understanding of everything you've been through. It's like, you're like, oh, like that's why that happened. Okay, I got it. You know, like things aren't confusing anymore. It's like clarity in love and relationships, and possibly, you know, bringing in connections that are like an open book, that don't make you curious, don't make you confused. You have the truth right there, and like it's open for you. This is like the energy of people who are emotionally available and open and communicate. Maybe this is also a version of you who's also more honest and open about what you need and how you feel. It's like as you've worked through all this stuff, here you are more open to this. Some of you guys may, if you're not with somebody, there could be some sort of meeting via like the internet or online. I guess it's not a stretch these days, but I'm just being guided to talk about this as Aquarius. The Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is technology. So they're highlighting that in my brain. So there could be some sort of connection there for some of you, or just maybe one person that could be a one-off. You guys do have 3 major arcana cards that came up here. The black cards in this deck are the majors. So yeah, like really, really good energy. Wow, this is nice. Okay, let's pull some more traditional tarot cards. Well, can't say traditional, this isn't a traditional deck, but I love this deck. Okay, so pile 3. What else do they need to know about love and their connections right now? We have a 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands can be defensive energy, but it's also about standing your ground. I love the color, like the bright yellow in the background. So this is like connection to your solar plexus here. This is like this, almost like this new version of you and your relationships. And you're like, nope, I know what I deserve. And almost like I expect nothing less. Like something that was once defensiveness because you didn't know how to stand in your power. It's like you standing in your power and you're like, oh no, that doesn't work for me. But being open and honest about that, no longer holding back, trying to be the cool person or trying to go with the flow, or possibly, people pleasing. Like this is like, oh no, I need these things, and having someone actually step up to the plate for that. Some of us are so afraid to, or have been afraid to really speak what we need because what if someone says no? What if I lose this person? Well, you know what? They weren't meant to be in your life anyways. Here you are in this new stage of being, and everything that you want, people are like, oh yeah, I got that. I can do that, but being open and honest about that is also a really key point. And I feel like you guys are there, or you're getting there. So there's just an energy about like, stand your ground about what you want and what you need in your connection. Now we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is, you know, only like it feels like an energy of being in connections that people are willing to invest in you and you're willing to invest back. So expect someone to be investing in your life, to, you know, being patient with you, to wanting to put the work in. That's the relationships that you're calling in. That's where your relationship is going. Is this like joint effort to build something. Seven of Pentacles is like planting the seeds for the harvest and letting it bloom and grow and tending to it. You know, it's like all the little work, the mundane work that you have to do to make something grow beautiful. So like here you are in these connections where people understand your boundaries, they respect it, and they meet you there, and they meet you with investment. And 7-7 here. Okay. We have an 8 of Wands. These little turtles. I love these cards. This is the Terror of the Curious Creatures. But so the 8 of Wands is rapid change. It's also communication and something swiftly changing. So here you are, you know, standing your ground, someone investing time, which this is more of an energy of wait, but here we go. It's like full steam ahead. It's like, yeah, I'm willing to invest my time here. You know, you could be like getting into a new connection where you see the potential here, and here it goes. It's like, okay, I planted my seeds and they take off. It's like shifting into an energy and being with people that recognize that the grass is greener where you water it. The grass isn't greener on the other side. You're not dealing with people who are always looking for the next thing, the better thing, whatever. They're focused on you, and they recognize that if you want something to be beautiful, if you want something to be green, if you want something to grow, you have to invest your time in that. And this feels like the energy of people that are just like, no problem. Of course, that should be the standard. And I feel like you guys have already been in the energy for a long time, and now the universe again is shifting in your favor and bringing you all those people that are willing to do that, or having a change in the people that you know you're involved in. Yeah, okay. And again, I feel like communication is important in this pile, where in the past, if you maybe were attracted to people that were emotionally unavailable or something like that, and as you've healed and shift, now you're bringing in people that are open and communicate and tell you things, and you're like, wow, what a novel idea. Someone tells me how they feel. How cool, you know, like those kinds of things. It's like, no problem. Oh, you want to know? Sure. I got you, you know? And it also feels like someone who's like willing to support you. Like if you've been through a lot, or you're going through a lot, or you have like a lot on your plate, this feels like someone that's coming in to want to support you and has no problem with that. But they also want their life to move ahead too. It's like, you know, we typically see the turtle as like a slow moving energy, but this turtle's like, yep, nope, I'm serious, I'm solid, I'm loyal, I'm, you know, but I'm also willing to take the next steps and go where we need to go and where I want to go. We have a 3 of Pentacles on the bottom. So, you know, someone working together with you, this feels like collaboration in your connections, things moving towards somewhere. I feel like someone out there is watching has been like in one stagnant relationship after another, where someone doesn't quite ever pick you or something like that. And it's like, nope, we're building this future and we're doing it together. Really beautiful. Okay, let's see. One card just fell on the floor. What was this? That was from last pile. Okay, not using that. Okay, let's see. Pile 3. What else do they need to know? This is going really well. I'm scared to pick more cards. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Pile 3. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So if you're not in it yet, it's about to happen. If you're in it, you're in it. Okay, wow. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. This feels like, you know, especially with the 3 of Pentacles, like some of you guys may meet this person at work, or you know this person through work. Like my guides are being more specific about a person in this reading, and the other 2 are feeling a little more general. Or someone may work as, like they're highlighting finance career, so financial career kind of vibe. Especially with all this pentacle energy. Okay. All right. see what's next. What else? Pile 3, need to know, need to hear. Codependency. It didn't, I wasn't planning on taking reversals. I thought they were all up, but that one came out in the reverse. So it feels good. It feels like if codependency was an issue of the past, it's like you're breaking the chains of that. You're no longer, maybe some of you guys have been working really hard on your own career, your own finances, and now you're going to meet somebody that's just as secure in their relationships, you know, where you're no longer codependent. You're no longer feeding into those old like trauma responses of needing to like depend on or having someone depend on you to keep them around, you know. This feels like freedom from codependency with it being in the reverse like this. Okay, so no more codependent type relationships. No more feeling chained to someone too. If there's been like a situation or a relationship that you felt like chained to a person, I feel like that, like you're being like, this feels like a feeling of freedom from something or someone as well. Okay, then we have friendship. So some of you, this connection could start off as a friendship that develops in something more. Some of you guys could be in a friendship and it develops, you know, or this could be a strengthening of the friendship between you guys. Like if you're in a newer connection, you're curious about where this is going, and you haven't been honest with someone because you're still a little nervous about being honest about your wants and needs and desires or where you see this going. I feel like, you know, like this person wants to be a partner with you, not just, you know, physical. They want to be this like life partner, this friend, this let's work together. But there is a nudge here about being open and honest about what you want and what you need, and allowing that person to step up to the plate. If you're with somebody and you're open and honest with them and they're not willing to meet you there or step up or see your point of view or something and work towards that, this might not be your person. You might have this energy that I'm speaking of might be someone that's just around the corner. But if you're hold on to somebody else, if you're codependent, if you're latched onto something that isn't what you want, if you can ask yourself objectively, is this really what I want? If the answer is no, then it might be time to like shift, change your direction, change your destiny. Because this stable, secure person, true love, is ready to be here. One off again. This is a specific message. Someone that's in a marriage. Maybe things haven't been so great. Maybe you're hoping things can change. I feel like they can. But it starts with honesty. Possibly some forgiveness. But the first step is honesty. Whatever. You'll whoever that message is for will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Moving on. All right. Let's see. These are our Love Compass Oracles. Let's see what other messages. I have a feeling a couple are going to come out because I feel like there's a couple different scenarios going on. So you're going to have to use your discernment here, guys. The guides are showing me 3, so I think I need to pull out 3 different cards, and they might be conflicting messages. I feel the need to talk about that. They might not, but I feel like for some reason I'm feeling like, so it might be some of you guys, this one fits, middle one, that one. I don't know why they're showing me that way, but I'm preferencing that just in case. So let's see. Okay. Well, we already have 2. So we have different paths. So this might be, you know, if you can, that objective question, if you can look at yourself. So we have different paths. You and this person are going down different paths. You are not on the same page. You have different visions of what you want and for your life, what and where you're headed. Be honest with yourself and this person. Ask if this relationship aligns with the direction you want to move into. Okay. Middle card, we have home and family. This is a home environment change or family changes. A life-changing situation may be taking place within the home or within a family. This could be a new home relocation or a legal situation. This pertains to feeling at home, or this may pertain to feeling at home in a relationship. So again, these feel like 2 separate messages. My guys are saying these don't go together. So take which one fits, and let's see what this third one is. Boundaries. We did have the 7 of Wands and we touched on boundaries a little bit, so I'm assuming there's an extra message. So Clear boundaries are needed in this situation or relationship. Protect and honor your energy in a balanced way. Spend time alone if needed and reconnect when you're able to. Set healthy boundaries that are necessary and learn to say no when needed. So boundaries are important. Pile 3. I am being guided to, they're highlighting healthy boundaries. There is a difference. And I know this comes up in readings a lot if you've watched me for a while. There's a difference between having a brick wall that's 100 feet high as a boundary versus a picket fence. Boundaries are there to let people know where our boundary is, but it's not necessarily meant to keep everyone out. So take a mental stock of your boundaries. Are any of them 90-foot brick walls? And look at that and go, is that really healthy? What am I trying to protect myself? Is there a wound I still need to fix there? Because boundaries, again, should be like strong and stable, but you can still have energy flow back and forth and allow people in and still have a boundary. I hope this makes sense. So be mindful that your boundaries are healthy. And if you have, and some boundaries we have to put in place to keep us protected at a certain point, but did that 90-foot wall help you out for a while and you were able to heal behind it? Awesome. But is it time to lower that and create a different version? Maybe just a 3-foot wall, a nice perimeter, a nice solid perimeter around you, but you can still see in and people can see out and all, or you can see out, they can see in and stuff can flow. I feel like that's important to evaluate your boundaries. And I feel like that's actually for more than just one of you guys. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to use a deck that I had pulled, but I didn't pull or didn't end up using in the past 2, but I love this deck. So we're going to ask any extra guidance around love or anything else Pile 3 needs to know before I end this. Don't forget to like, comment, share this with someone that maybe would need this information that's in this reading. I always appreciate that. I do offer personal readings. After the intro, I did discuss the different services I offer. If anyone wants to take a peek at that, I stumbled over explaining that, but it's there. So let's see. All right, Pile 3. Anything else they need to know before we close this out around love and their loving connections? Which Pentacles is this? This is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is the independent energy. I'm going to pull the rest, or 2 more, just to go with this. I feel like this message goes together. Ace of Cups. We just lost our light, but we still have one going over here. And, ooh, shit. Okay, so I didn't mean to cuss. I try not to cuss on my channel, not because I don't cuss. I just don't. Okay. If you've been independent energy, like again, as you've stood in your power, you've created the life you want, you've built the life that you need, you feel secure and confident. And almost some of you guys, like if you're single and you're like, oh, well, I don't even know if I want to be in a relationship. I feel like once you got in the energy of not wanting, not needing is when like everything flows. Like when you're not in that energy of lack, sometimes we don't realize that we're in an energy of lack when we're desiring or wanting, or why isn't this here? Why isn't this person here? Why? That's an energy of lack. So like once you get past it, like once you like don't want it anymore, that's that energetic shift that it flows through you because you have it complete on your own. So I feel like those of you guys that are getting there or are there, just around the corner, we have an Ace of Cups. That's a new emotional beginning. And then we have a 10 of Cups. That's our happy life, happy family. So I feel like the need to say, the more you stand into your authentic self, the more you bring in the love that you want and the family that you want and the life that you want. And that's going to look different for everybody. My version of it and your version of it could be totally different. It's what works for you. But it's like you're in this beautiful energy, or you're getting into this beautiful energy of just feeling so fulfilled by life. And then here the universe brings in that destiny and opens it up to even more than you could imagine. So just know that's all here waiting for you, whatever that looks like to you. But this feels like your version of happy life, happy family, happy, all that is right there. And potentially someone hearing I love you for the first time too. This is my I love you card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I feel the need to point out there's a dragonfly on this cup. I don't know if someone uses dragonflies as a signifier. My guides are like, point out the dragonfly. So if that's for you, there you go. But pile 3, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I've recently started doing an after reading chat. I leave this rolling, so if you want to hang out and listen to me yammer on, feel free as I clean up the cards. But thank you guys so much again for being here with me, and I look forward to seeing you in a future reading. Bye, guys. Oh, I need to stretch. Okay, my back. All right, after pile chat. Well, this was an interesting reading. I've tried to just be a little more open to what Spirit wants you guys to hear versus what I think you guys want to hear, or what the numbers, you know, most of you guys, I can put out readings like this and 4 people watch them, versus if I put out Thinking Feeling, 20,000 people watch it. And I know that shouldn't matter, but because I put so much, invest so much time into all these readings, my heart, my energy, all of it, it is a little hard when, you know, things don't come out. Anywho, and it does hurt my algorithm. Anytime I put a video out that nobody or my regular subscribers don't watch, it dings me hard for like the next 5 readings. So always keep that in mind with your people. Even if like, if you have, you know, readers that you love, right? And say they put out a video that you don't really, that's not really your jam per se. Even if you let it play for a couple minutes, give it a like, that really will help them, just so you know, because again, if they're like the people you subscribe to, if you don't watch the videos they put out, it hurts them for like the next 5 videos. Not that you have to, I'm just letting you know like the ins and outs of YouTube. Anyway, so, but with that said, I decided, you know what? I am going to start putting out stuff that I'm guided a little bit more. I'm still going to mix in the other stuff, but I'm going to do stuff that is more heart-led for me. That's also me shifting to putting out more energy, more spirit-led readings. I'm going to be making, this probably is going to come after the new year. I have so much craziness. As a lot of you guys know, I have 2 small children. Well, they're getting older, but they're still 7 and 9. One is special needs and 100% dependent care. So it's a lot, but I have all these plans. So back to that, I'm just trying to get through this end of this year like everybody else. But after the new year, my goals for myself, my goals for this channel, my goals for you as a viewers that are growing, and especially if you watch this video, I have a feel, and you're sitting here, you're probably more aligned with soul growth and trying to get to where you're trying to go, feeling like your best self, those kinds of things. So I'm going to be also putting out videos that support that kind of stuff. Like I have singing bowls. I never use those on my channel. I keep that to myself, but I want to put out some of my singing bowl videos. They're chakra singing bowls. You know, they might just be 10 minutes long. You can tune in, kind of meditate, listen to the music, do some affirmation videos, things of that nature that help expand the well-being of my viewers. That's really what I want. That's really what the shift I want to go to. I'm still going to do the love readings because I get it, but as I grow and evolve, I want my channel to kind of do that with me as well. And I've been holding that back with fear of, I don't know. We all have our fears, right? But I want to shift and change that and move forward and add in more things. And hopefully that will be received well. If not, my intention is that whoever needs to hear that, whoever needs to benefit from that, they get it. And if only 3 people will, then rock on, those 3 people got it, and that's all that really matters to me anymore. Okay. I did right after the intro, I did talk about the services I offer. I recently put out this week I'm going to be doing dynamic energy healing. I've named it that because I use a couple different modalities, different pieces of modalities, mainly distance Reiki, some shamanic type modality principles, and SRT, which is spirit release therapy, some aspects of that into like one kind of thing that is very spirit-led. I just go into meditation and I have a questionnaire and I'm in and out of writing things. It's super interesting, but I really love doing it, and I've been holding it back because of, I don't know, and I've just been doing it for friends and family for like the past 1.5 years, and I've decided, you know what, I'm going to open that up to my viewers and whoever needs that, and hopefully they'll find it, and hopefully I can make people feel better energetically. So I did talk about that along with my readings. I'll still be doing tarot readings. I do mainly recorded readings based off of questions. I can get a lot of information because I'm super focused in. My one-on-one tarot readings, I typically have that available on Tuesdays. They honestly end up a little more like therapy sessions because I'm talking back and forth. Your guides, most of their guidance comes in forms of objective questions to ask yourself, and it kind of plays off that. I use cards, but honestly, I don't need cards for most of the messages. Cards just help me know what to attach the messages I'm getting to. That's how I read. That's why I get so many weird one-offs that don't really relate, but it's because someone needed to hear it. So in a one-on-one, it's very much like a healing therapy session. Most of my clients were like, wow, that's not what I expected that to be, but I really needed that. And that's my goal. My goal is here to use my gifts to help you guys feel better, and that makes me happier than anything in the world. And it makes me feel good in the process too. I guess with that said, I guess I didn't have a lot of cleanup. I kind of was cleaning up in between. So I guess that is my post-reading chit-chat. If you're here, thank you. Most people that still listen to this either left this running and they're doing something else, or you guys have been really, really supportive of my channel, supportive of me, and I want you guys to know how much that really means to me and how much I love that. So thank you guys so much for being you and being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, sending lots of love. Bye.